Hi, within this lecture, we're going to learn how to copy one file into another folder. And why are we doing this? Because we want to copy our current file to a hidden folder, and that's the folder and file that we're going to add to registry. Okay? We discussed this in the previous lecture. So first, I'm going to import the subprocess because you know already that we have to use subprocess in order to run this command. Maybe we can just add this, maybe we can assign this command to a variable like a regedit command, and then we can call the regedit command with subprocess. And in order to do that, of course, you will have to surround this with quotation marks, but we have an error here. So let me just delete this lines and add one quotation mark at the end. And we have an error with backslashes as well. You have to put two backslashes in order to just overcome this problem. In Windows, we use backslashes rather than forward slashes, but Python uses these backslashes as escape characters, so in order to avoid any confusion, you must use two backslashes in here. And at the end of the line, we have this CIE user thing, and we're going to add it later on actually. So this was only an example, so delete it, and after backslash forward slash D, add a space, and we're going to add the location manually after all. So now we have our command as a variable. What else do we need in order to complete this process? Of course, we need to take this current working exe and copy this into a folder that we specify. And how do we do that? Do we have any module to do that? Of course, we have. We can use the OS library that we have used before. Maybe we remember that we imported the OS library and we have used os.change directory. And you can do that in here as well, but it won't work because you don't even know the current username. So we have to go to the app data, and in order to do that, we have to know the current username. So after you go to the C, you don't know which user you might want to go into. And there is a method in OS library to know that. So it goes like this: os.environ. Okay? So this is os.environ, and it gives you the current working environment. So after you open a parenthesis with a square braces, you can just write whatever you want to get. For example, if you write home path, and let me print this new file variable in order to show you how it works, and let me actually comment all of these lines here in order to avoid any confusion at this moment, and save this and show you what did I do. So it will get something called home path, and I will show you what it means. So let me get my Python 3 interpreter from here once again and paste it in my terminal and call my package. As you can see, we managed to get the user's IE user, so it gives me the full path of the current user. So rather than saying home path, I could have just said app data as well, and it gives me the current path of app data. So let me try this. Okay, now as you can see, I got this app data with some roaming folder, and it really doesn't matter because it's a hidden folder as well. All I was looking for a secret folder to copy my file into. So if I add something to this line like sysupgrades.exe, you can choose this name of course, but it has to be a name that won't raise suspicion when it's run. So if I run this, now I got a full path in order to save my file into. I'm going to save my current exe as sysupgrades exe into app data roaming folder. So now I don't need this print new file thing. Rather, I need to get my current file location or current file as a variable. And there is a way to do that, of course, with shutil library. It's written like this, shutil, okay? shutil dot copy file. And this lets us to copy one file into another location. And I'm going to use sys library to get my current working exe, okay? So we have used sys before. There is a very simple usage like sys.executable, okay? Sys.executable, it gives us the current working exe file, and the place that I want to copy my file is the new file. So we are taking our current file and copying it into this path here. Again, we are getting the app data, we are adding the name that we want to add at the end of it, and we are getting the current working executable to this new file. Of course, I want to add this new file variable to the end of my regedit command. And of course, I want to call this with subprocess as well. We didn't do that before, so let me add this subprocess.call regedit command. And shell will be true as we did before. And we have used so many libraries, modules in this case, but this is very simple. We are creating a variable called new file, we are getting the app data, and adding sysupgrades.exe to the path. Then we are copying it, and we are copying this new file to the regedit command. And we are calling that command in order to add this file to my startup program list. So I'm going to stop here and maybe tidy up this code a little bit in the next lecture and then test to see if that actually really works.